for us, the value is that we have this long-standing relationship with a very similar company to us in terms of ambitions and goals and products and pride in the products. We have very similar. We're on the software side, you're on the hardware side. It's the obvious symbiosis. Yeah. But for us, the real value is really that ImageHOLDERS, when a customer says, where do I get a kiosk from? We'll just tell them, okay, go and see ImageHOLDERS. We tell them that because we've worked with you long enough that we, between us, have built some standardized SKUs. We've got a good option, a better option, a best option. We've said to the customer, do you want A, B, or C? Because we know these are the options people want, and they can make a decision out of that because we help them get past all of those questions that we know are going to come to the table. So, I mean, how is it from your side of the fence?
Yeah, well, as you say, we've been doing this a long time, and we are at our heart a design company. What we love doing is designing hardware that solves a specific problem. And it's in the kiosk and self-service world, that's always about understanding the user and the user journey that we're trying to create. And then alongside that, what is the technology stack that's going to work behind that, that's going to facilitate that user journey we're trying to create. So we're working with RightCrowd and getting to understand the types of customers you're working with and the solutions that you need to provide, that they need to make sure that they are secure, compliant, and creating great user experiences.
Correct.
That feeds into the way we design the solutions.
Yeah.
So being a design company means we can design whatever you want, but as we try to take that to market, the whole goal is to try and make it simple.
Correct.
So between the two of us and the two companies, what we have come up with are some simple, predefined SKUs that take the customer from a very simple experience where they might only need to validate some ID or do something, the most basic check-in experience, right through to somewhere where we're issuing a temporary staff pass. We are validating ID through external sources, whatever it might be. So we've got all these different SKUs. The team, your partners and your end customers, it makes it easy for them to make the right decision to go and deploy a solution that's going to facilitate easy check-in, secure processing of people, identify people that we might not want to be on site quickly and efficiently. Right. And as part of a much broader ecosystem that you're offering, I think the important thing is to keep it simple.
Yeah. And in the pre-sales process, you're a design company. You know how many rabbit holes you can go down in design and how long it can take to get to the other end. And it's great you offer that service and you do it for all kinds of kiosk functions and applications that we have no bearing on at all. But when we think about what we deliver, which is the visitor experience and the temporary worker experience, so I forgot my badge because people forget their badge, and I can walk up to a kiosk and I can get a badge which has all my normal access on it. They're the two key functions that we're driving on a kiosk self-service perspective. Those are why we've come up with those three standard options that a customer can have, because I can go back in my email trail with Christian and others from your organization where we have asked 1,000 questions and the customer's asked us 1,000 back. And this takes a long time to get through all of these cycles and everything else. If you can just say, here's three options and here's the things you can choose from, it solves the problem. It short circuits that whole process. And yeah, sometimes they're going to have unique requirements and we can deal with that. Most people want very similar things. I mean, it's a visitor experience. It's the standard visitor options. There's only so many. We know from having done, hundreds and thousands of deployments. We know that they are the standard options. We know what an I forgot my badge process looks like from before when they had 14 people sitting in front of the PAX system waiting on Monday morning for the phone call. I forgot my badge. And they had to manually key it to where now the person can walk in and just hit the kiosk and authenticate themselves and get a temporary badge, disabling their permanent badge. We know those are the standard functions of what we deliver. So that's an important part. And one other fact that I nearly forgot, we have also worked with ImageHOLDERS to make sure we standardize on peripherals that you're happy with, that we've supported, that we've tested as well. We've got to test them from a software driver perspective. And we all know how much we hate drivers, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Let's not talk about last night trying to get that printer working. But the fact is, it needs to be simple. You said it before, it needs to be simple. So when you deploy that kiosk to that site and various locations, it has to work.
Yeah.
It has to be. Not that I have this whatever XYZ printer and, we haven't integrated with that before. That's got some real, and that takes forever. And then it's a poor customer experience and that reflects badly on us.
Yeah.
So we don't want that. So we want to make it a standardized approach. So the customer knows what they're getting into. We know what we're getting into, and we all get a better outcome.
The other thing that we're adding here, because everything you just said is 100% true, but we're also, with our experience in designing kiosks, which are essentially a human interface to machine. So we've got to think about ergonomics, the placement of the devices, access for servicing and support, accessibility.
Absolutely.
When there's an absolute key thing, where there's legal requirements, there's a moral requirement, I think, as well, to make sure that anybody can use this equipment. So we've got that is all considered in the design. Nobody has to worry about that. It's a tick box done, and we can move on. So, yeah, we've really thought that through. And everything that we've done is considering that user experience. And our goal is to create a subconsciously intuitive experience for the customer. And if we can do that and it's easy, they don't have to think about it. They're checked in and they get on with their day. And that's our goal.